you guys know about the right well? Have you ever heard of it? Your mom has? I know she was talking about Baleen earlier, so she must know a little bit about wells. Her mom, your mom. She must know a little bit about wells. So the right well lives right in Boston, out in the waters. And it swims down to the Florida-Georgia border. And they have their baby calves down there. So it swims all the way up here and all the way to Canada. But it's here right now, just out in the ocean. You're not too far. Do you guys ever make it out to the ocean? Yeah. Some people are seeing them right now. So we're going to talk, this is called Whale Alert because these whales are endangered. Do you know what endangered means? You do? What does it mean?
When something's going to be extinct.
That's right.
Keep putting enemies close to their habitat.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a right well, and it's endangered because people are harming it. And it's getting harmed by different man-made hazards like ship strikes and entanglement and noise pollution. Do you know what noise pollution is? Yeah, do you know? Cool.
It's like when a boat makes a loud noise.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. The boats and all the ships are making loud noises. And how do whales talk? Their sound travels in the water, so they can't hear it so loud when the big ships come in. But today we're going to learn about entanglements. That's what our book is about. So we're going to learn a little bit about that. And as you're learning, you might see that we're earth detectives, and that's on the book as well. And as earth detectives, that's you guys are becoming earth detectives because you're learning about things of the earth and learning ways that you can take action and take care of the earth. So that's what an earth detective is. And the more you know, the more you can help marine life and our earth, and it's so important. So I'll read the story, then we're going to do some fun things to find out more about the right well. Okay. Kaboom! Streaks of lightning scratch the black sky as a tropical storm moves through the coastal area. Mags, my golden retriever, jumps onto my bed. I put my arm around her and say, Mags, it's okay. Now go back to sleep. Tomorrow we sail for a barrier island. Bright and early the next day, Dad's voice booms. Breakfast is ready, all hands on deck. I slide down the stairs using my sleeping bag like a toboggan. My brothers join in the race. I'm first to the kitchen table. Mom gives me a hug and says, Good morning, Tybee Krupnik. Okay, there's one thing I forgot to tell you as we're reading. The whales, when I talk about the right well, hold it up. Okay? Just as the family joins hands expressing thanks for the food, our cyber watch phones beep with a whale alert. Right well spotted east of Pier 51. Reduce speed. Let's look out for these whales on our trip. We wouldn't want our boat to strike, says my brother Mac. Arriving at the dock, Mac and his twin brother Sherlock make sure everyone puts on their life jacket. Mags too. I set the GPS for the barrier island. Everyone boards the solar powered sailboat. Sailing past the lighthouse, I scan the area looking for the right whales with my binoculars. Steering past Pier 51, we head towards the barrier island. Again, I look through my binoculars. What's that I see? It's the V-shaped spout of the North Atlantic right whale. They're critically endangered and less than 500 left. Just east of the pier, I see another right well. Something really looks different about this well's spout. I call my twin sister to look. Something is wrong, Tybee. What could it be, I ask. This is a mystery. Little man, come quickly, please. Little man, help me solve this mystery. Faster than a thunderbolt, little man appears in a teeny tiny helicopter. He is dressed in a teeny tiny pilot's jumpsuit with a teeny tiny helmet and goggles. I tell him about the mystery of the right whale's spout. He gets back in his helicopter and lifts off. Quicker than you can say whirlybird, little man calls on his cyber watch phone. Tybee Craddock, the mystery is solved. The whale's mouth and flippers are entangled in fishing rope and netting. She also has her baby calf with her. Call the whale rescue team. They will know what to do. I call them on my cyber watch phone. They ask how I know about the whale. I tell them a man in a helicopter told me. Now, I do not say how big he is, because you see, only kids and dogs can see little man. They tell me that Dr. Fondue and the rescue team are on their way. I say, thank you, ma'am. The right whale is heading straight towards our sailboat. Phew, she makes a sharp turn. Now I see what little man saw. Her body is entangled in fishing rope and netting. Shortly, the rescue team arrives in their skiff. Whale rescues are a complicated and dangerous operation. Just so you know, Dr. Fondue uses a specially designed cutting tool. The tool only cuts the fishing rope, but does not harm the whale. The ropes are cut. We're all wildly excited to see that she is free and with her baby calf. Relieved, we sail on to the barrier island. To my surprise, the rescue team comes ashore. A group of Earth detectives on an ocean cleanup curiously gather around them. Dr. Fondue begins. The ocean provides habitats for right whales and other marine life. However, there are man-made hazards in the ocean, like fishing rope and netting, that entangles them. Each one of us can be Earth detectives and search for ways to keep the Earth blue, green, and clean. Together, we can make it better for all marine life to swim safely in their home, the sea. Just then, wampa, 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 a huge rescue helicopter circles above the freed right whale and her baby calf. And right below, I spot little man making teeny tiny circles in his helicopter. Then he vanishes as usual. The rescue helicopter lands on the beach. They appreciate my help so much that Mags, Savannah, and I get to ride in the helicopter. We have a perfect view of the right whale and her baby calf. Woohoo! After the helicopter ride, we swim back to the sailboat, reset our GPS, and set sail landward home. So that is Well Alert. Yeah. So that was, what was the issue with the right whale?
It got tangled in net.
It got tangled in net. Now, what does entangled mean? Did we talk about that, Claire?
It's when a whale or some sea life gets wrapped in fishing netting or rope.
Right. So that would be, so have you guys ever been fishing? Yeah. Now, how do you fish?
Fishing rod.
With a fishing rod? Is that how you fish too? Right. So out in the ocean, they fish with this is much bigger than regular fishing rope that you use, right? So this hangs down, and they use it to catch like lobster. And they have a cage at the end with the lobster, and this hangs above a buoy like that, floats on top of the water. And the right whale swims, and it gets caught in the rope. And so as it's swimming, it gets stuck on it. and it just swims and swims, and then it tries to get it off, but it just ends up like rolling. And what happens? What's happening? Yeah.
It gets tied up in the rope.
Right, so it gets tied up. Yeah.
It can bounce.
It could. It could if it didn't, if it was really heavy, because the lobster traps, they weigh about 200 pounds, and they can. If they were dragging it, that would be really hard. It's hard on the whales. So how would a whale get this off? With help. Now, how about we're going to do something? Does everybody want to be a volunteer?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to see what it's like. Maybe you can try too. To be entangled. Now, we're going to have a race to see who gets it off first. But there's a couple of rules. Okay, you're going to be like the right whale. So right whales don't have fingers, do they? No, they have fins, flippers. So they can move them up and down, but they don't have fingers, so they can't go like this. Okay? And they don't have teeth. They have baleen. So they couldn't bite that off, right? They couldn't use their mouth to get it off. So I'm going to put a rubber band around your, here, stand up for a minute and we'll have a race, and face this way. Stand up because you want to have some room to, you want to try to get untangled. So I'm going to put this around your thumb. I'm going to go give one to your thumb and your pinky. Okay? Now you try to get it off without you, and you can't use your other hand. Okay? All right, stand here. Okay, you can't use your mouth because you don't have teeth. Because remember, you're a right whale. You can't use your clothes because right whales don't have clothes, right? So now, oh, okay. All right. Stand up here, Cody. When I say go, you get it off. We'll see who can get it off the fastest, okay? Yes.
Can you wiggle it off, kind of?
You can't bend your fingers because whales don't have fingers, so they can't move like that. They just can move their flippers and fins like this, right? Okay? On your mark. Get set. Go. All right. Who's going to do it? You can't use your thumb. They don't have thumbs.
I even moved it once.
Oh, how's it going? Is it getting frustrating? Is it a little annoying? Okay, so do you know the only way you can get this off is if somebody comes and helps you. And that's just like the right whale. It can't get these ropes off unless a whale rescue team comes to help them. How did that make you feel when you couldn't get it off?
Like, stuck together.
Yeah, kind of like,
Sad.
oh. Yeah, frustrated and sad. And you know, that's how the whales feel. You know, they want to get it off. So there are lots and lots of people doing research and helping the right whales. So they have special rescue teams that go out and they save the right whales. They cut the ropes, just like in the tool in the book. And there's researchers right here. Have you ever been to the New England Aquarium?
Yes.
Yeah. So they've got researchers that are doing a lot of work to find ways to help the right whale. And they're also working with fishermen to develop new fishing rope that maybe will break easier. So if a right whale swims into it, it will break. But what are some other ideas? What do you think are some other ideas that could help?
Maybe they don't use rope.
Yes. What could they do if they didn't use rope? How would they still fish?
Well, they can do it with a fishing rod.
With a fishing rod? They could.
They could use it.
They could what? Got an idea?
They could do it by hand.
They could do it by hand. That's what they used to do, fishing, right? Well, also there's lots of people working on ropeless technology where they use like electronics, where they put the They put the lobster traps down in the ocean and then they send them up, with just a remote control. So, who knows? Maybe you guys will come up with some ways to help save the right whale and all marine life that have these issues. So to learn a little bit more about the right whale, who knows how big it is? Yes?
55 feet.
Yes, they can grow 55 feet. So do you know take a guess how big you think 55 feet? How long is 55 feet?
Probably the length of this room or longer.
Yeah, that's good. Yes.
Probably from that wall all the way, I don't know, probably halfway or a little more than halfway.
Yeah, you guys have some good. So we're going to see exactly how long 55 feet is. So who wants to be the tail? Okay, I'm going to let you be the tail. Okay. And how about you be the head? So we'll say this is the head. Okay, and you guys come over here. And this rope is as long as a right whale. So so we have some room. You walk out this way. You take the whale's tail that way, and you take the head of the whale this way. Oh, so it's easy just to go. Just let it go like that while she walks. Okay. And you might have to step back just.
Back up, Riley. Keep backing up.
Okay.
Almost there.
All right, that's pretty right there. So that's good. That's how long the right whale is. Is that pretty long? Is that how big you thought it was? Yeah. All right, come back in. Oh, thank you. She'll roll up. Yeah, she'll roll up the whale.
Yeah, you get stuff to do. So let me do it. Riley. So stubborn.
It's a lot of rope to roll up. So that's the length of the whale from the head to the tail. Is how long the right whale is. That's pretty big. Have you ever seen something so long? Yeah, what have you seen?
A river.
A river? A river could be even longer, right? What's something, do any of you, what do you?
Probably our house.
Your house? Could be.
A few school buses.
A school bus is about as long as a right whale. Could you imagine swimming by something so big? That would be amazing. A little freaky, but amazing, right? Okay, so if the right whale is this long, how wide do you think the tail is? Huh? Okay.
25 feet.
25 feet?
30.
30 feet? What do you think?
I'm going to guess, I have two guesses, 25 or 30.
Okay.
Probably about
27? Okay, all good guesses, pretty close. 22 feet. So that's a good portion of the body. So let's see how long or how wide the tail is. Okay. So why don't how long do you think what is the width of the tail? What do you think?
probably half of the room.
Half of the room?
Entire room.
What do you think, Annie?
Probably from this block all the way to the chair.
Yeah. All right, let's see. How about we have one? So the tail is like this. That's what it looks like. We're going to split it. So this rope represents from tip to tip. Do you want to take the other end? Cool. So you guys go this way. We'll do the width of the... So that's the width. That's good. That's the width of the tail of the right whale. Isn't that long, wide?
Yeah.
That's the tail. So just like, can you visualize the width? So it's this part. So this, each tip to tip, this way of the whale.
How big is the fin?
This is, yeah, the fin.
No, the fin.
Oh, the flippers? I don't know. I'll have to look that up. They're smaller, but I'll have to look up the exact measurement. But so this is actually something I just found out, how wide the tail is. And when I measured it, I thought, is that real? Because you imagine it's swimming, and then it brings its tail out of the water. They probably, I don't know if sharks mess with these guys. But that's pretty, that just gives you a visual of how big this animal is. And there are lots of other whales, of course, all types of whales in the ocean, and some that are even bigger. But this is a fairly large whale, and I don't know if you guys had a chance to see, but this is, these are all baleen whales. So right whales, who knows what baleen is?
It's like, it's made out of the same stuff as your fingernail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so it's made, touch your fingernails. Baleen feels like your fingernails, but it's, instead of teeth, they have baleen. And these are all baleen whales. Some whales have teeth, but these whales only have baleen. And I have some, so first I'm going to, so if we know the whale is this 55 in length, the tail or the flute is 22 feet in width. How long do you think baleen is?
5 feet.
5 feet?
7 feet.
7 feet? Yes. She's got 7 to 9 feet baleen can be. And that's when, did you guys walk through this door or the other one? But this is about 7 feet. So that's how big the baleen of a whale's mouth is. And they swim and they open their mouths, and the baleen is to filter the food. They eat krill, a small little fish, and they eat about 250 pounds.
2,500 pounds.
2,500 pounds of krill a day. That's a lot. Could you eat that much? Yeah, probably. So we have the New England Aquarium gave us some real baleen that you can look at. So this is baleen plates of a right whale. And you can touch it. And so it's, of course, much longer, but this is just a sample. So you can look at it, touch it. Isn't it weird? It's like nothing you've ever seen before. Here, Coop, you want to take one back and show? And so this is how it looks, how it's together. They can have 200 to 500 baleen plates in their mouth. So those are hanging down and they're together up here in their jaw. So it's like goes around their mouth, and it's each plate is like that. And then see, this is another kind of different section. It's like this. It's almost like hair. When it's wet, it's more like this. This is dried up, but it's a little more wavy like that, and they filter the fish, the krill, through there. What do you think?
This is all so confusing but cool.
Yeah? Well, do you have any questions? No? Just something new, right? Yeah. Thank you. So it's
Those people that grow their fingernails, like,
right. Yeah, it does look. Yeah, here, you want to take that back and they can see that piece. Careful with that. Yeah, because, I mean, it's not often you get to see this close to what looks like the inside of a whale's mouth, right? It is. So we are going to make a craft. And one thing, so you guys are going to help, as Earth detectives, continue to educate people at the library, because we're going to leave this up. We're making this poster, and you guys are going to make a right whale, and we'll put it on the poster. And what we're going to do, one last thing I'm going to tell you about the right whale, is you see these white spots? Yeah. So these are called callosities, and they are how researchers identify the right whale. It's like your fingerprint. So are all of your fingerprints the same?
No.
No, they're all different. And that's just like the right whale. These markings are different on every single whale. So they can, when they're out, the researchers, if they spot a whale, they can look and they know which whale it is by how the markings look, and they're different. So we're going to make right whales with little thumbprints. So they'll be unique to you. And you can make as many as you want, and then we'll put a couple on the poster, and then we'll leave it out. And before you guys leave, you guys will each get a book that's donated from Women Working for Oceans. So each of you will get a book, and you can keep reading about it and learning about it, and maybe take it to your classroom, and you can talk to them about the right whales as well. So we'll go over there and make some.
because we do it together in class.
Yeah. Oh, you guys are in the same class, right?
Yeah, so we could do a little presentation.
Oh, you could. Then you could send a picture and show me. I can give you some whales too. You could take to your class. Yeah, we'll come over here. Right. So, Coop, you want to show them? You want to do the...
There, there's some whales there. So put your thumb in here and
Do you want to do the V shape?
you can put it in where you want.
Yeah, and this is the top. It's like this. So this is the fin. The fin goes down. So you want that. And you can put it all around the head and then it's all on the top, and each of yours will look different, because I bet you won't do it the same.
I went on a whale watch.
And then after you get your little, oh, here's the tissue, if you want to wipe your fingers.
That's weird on the tissue. It feels weird. It just feels funny.
It feels funny.
Yeah, it feels like